So what is the best live streaming software? That's a big what if. What is? That's a big what is. But today we're going to be discussing Vmix and why I think it's the best. It is my personal favorite. I've tried OBS and I've tried, StreamYard, I've tried Restream, but Vmix is my favorite, and I'm going to be discussing with you why. We're going to be talking about the price range and what comes with each price range, so you can find out which price works best for you. It's a one-time payment. After a year or so, you do have to purchase upgrades, but you might not even need the upgrades. It's great software that you get for life, one-time payment. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at what the overall setup of Vmix looks like. So here we are in Vmix. This is just a screenshot I took earlier today, and you'll see this is the program monitor. So whatever is in this is what's going out to the live stream. Now this is before I was live. You can set up your whole set before you go live, which I like, and then I can save it so I can reopen it, and it'll reopen all my graphics, all my camera inputs, all my audio inputs, and all my songs. So that's very helpful, very helpful. Down here, if we zoom in, let me try and zoom in some. Let's see. Oh, you can't see it if I zoom in. I'll just zoom in about this much or so. Down here, you see the record option. So you can record stuff directly in Vmix, whatever's coming out of the live, whatever's coming out of the program monitor, you can record. You can also turn on the external output, and you can stream straight from Vmix, of course, up to 4 different places. So you can stream up to 4 different places. Now, you can get the free version, which is free. I believe you get 1 camera input, and you can stream to 1 place. You can get the $60 version, which enables up to 1920 by 1080. You cannot bring on any guests or anything like that. Then you get the HD version. So there's the basic HD, and then there's the HD version. Let me cut back to me real fast. So that way you can, let's see, so the basic HD is $60. You don't get everything, but you can stream in 1920 by 1080, which is helpful. It's a good quality video. And then you can get the HD version, which is you stream in 1080, but you can also bring on a guest. You can do lots of other things with it, and I had the free version for a little while. Then I upgraded to the basic HD, and that's where I really learned how to use Vmix. It was great if you don't want to spend a ton of money on this because you don't know whether or not you're going to be investing a lot of time into it. I recommend the basic HD version. And then if you think, okay, you know what, this might be the program for me, then I recommend moving on up to the HD version, which is great. You can bring on a guest, and there are lots of other things. I'll link below a link to Vmix's website, so that way you can learn more about Vmix and what all you can do. But I've been using Vmix for probably a year and a half now. I've live streamed, I would say, close to 200 videos. It's pretty crazy. Almost 200. Let me take those off. 200 videos. That's a lot. And a lot of them were church services. So if you are a church, Vmix is fantastic. But why do I like Vmix? So let me go ahead and quickly give you the reasons why I choose to use Vmix over OBS, Restream, Streamlabs, whatever it is that you're using. Vmix, it makes it, there's a little bit of a learning curve, but there's so much more you can do in this, and it's easier to do it than I think it would be in OBS. Now, OBS is free, open broadcast software. For those of you that don't know, that's another streaming software. There are pros and cons to both, and you can, because it's free, and you can take a look at that. We were using OBS at the church. We're moving over to Vmix now because I really enjoy Vmix, especially with bringing on more than 1 guest. If you get the Pro 4K version, you can bring on up to 8 guests. So it's almost like a Zoom call, but with better quality video. They can all be sending in great quality video. Like if they have a camera or a DSLR, they can connect that, and it would be HD wirelessly. It's very cool. I have the 4K version, which is pretty expensive. That's around $850 or so. The Pro 4K version is probably $1,200, around that area. I don't recommend starting off with that. Just maybe if you want to get like the prosumer type software, go with 4K. But it's great software. Let me go ahead and show you a little bit more about why I like this software. Let me cut back over here. So of course you can add countdowns in Vmix. So in Vmix you can add titles, you can add countdowns. Very helpful. And I can do that easily in Vmix. I can add, of course, camera inputs. I can create multiple camera inputs. I can take screenshots of whatever's in the program monitor. Of course, I have the whole audio interface over here. I can add inputs. I have up to 1,000 inputs. It's pretty cool. I believe 1,000 camera angles is what I have, and up to 1,000 total inputs, which is very helpful. And of course I can pre-record stuff. Now in Vmix, I about want to just screen record. You know what? I might just screen record my main screen. Let me see. Will that work? It will work. Okay, cool. Let's reset the zoom. Hopefully this doesn't slow down the computer at all because there's a lot going on in here. But anyway, if I wanted to add a Vmix call, all I would have to do, let me in fact put this up here just so that way you can always see me. I would come down here to add input, and then this screen pops up. Down here is video call. So I would select video call, and I can choose what I'm sending to the guest. So this is very helpful. If they have low internet connection, you want to send them like 240p, 300 kilobytes per second. You don't want to be sending them a lot of information. Then you copy this link and you send it to them, and you can always change that in Vmix. So here's the call right here. I would click this and I would right click on it. And again, this is for PC only, not for Apple, not for Mac, not yet at least. But you would come in here and you would change what you're sending to them. You could send them 1080, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. Advanced settings, you could choose their bandwidth. You could choose 4,000 kilobytes per second. Allow only direct peer-to-peer connections. That's some more advanced stuff. You can choose what audio and video source you're sending them. So if you just want to send them one video source and one audio source, you can do that. And you can open up the call manager. So this will tell you whenever they log in, and it'll give you the link again, so you can always copy the link and send it over to them. And you can also chat in this. So I would put hey and hit enter, and so I just sent them a message and they would see that. And also what I can do is I can come in here. This is just all the things you can do with Vmix call. I would add an input. Well, first let me change the position of this. So I would kind of zoom in a little bit, but I would crop in the side about right there. I'd put it about right there or so. Then I would come down here to multi-view. I would add Camlink 4K. Now I'd have to change the position of that. I'll have to zoom out a little bit, and I would turn on cropping. Crop this right here, and bam, now I have a split screen view. And this is literally how I do interviews. Very helpful. Great way of being able to communicate with people and getting a good quality Vmix call interview type scenario. So I highly recommend doing that. Vmix is definitely worth it. I would highly recommend it. They're not paying me to say this. They haven't asked me, hey, could you sponsor us? I just really enjoy using Vmix. I mean, it's fun, kind of. I mean, I feel like I'm a professional when I'm looking at this, right? You know? Like, hey. And of course, everything turns red whenever you're streaming. You can easily right-click and kind of minimize tags if you want to. But this has been, since we're talking about sharing the screen, this has been fun with Vmix. What is Vmix? So Vmix, real fast, is a streaming software that allows you to stream to multiple platforms with good quality video that you can change specifically. So what you're seeing here, this is a live stream. Don't want to spoil it for you. This is a live stream, and I am using Vmix. Yes, Vmix. And I'm able to do all of this straight in Vmix. So if I don't have time to edit a video, I can do it in Vmix, and it's very helpful. So that's why I use Vmix. Highly recommend getting Vmix. I would start off with the $60 plan and then decide to move on to the basic HD and then decide to move on to the 4K. And you don't have to pay extra to do that. It'll take off those funds, and so that way you're paying the same amount that everyone else would be paying. So definitely recommend it. If you have questions about it, let me know in the comments. I'd like to do some more tutorials on it in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Oh, and don't forget to watch this video next. It's my full live streaming setup. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.